Taiwan is known as the technology island for its reputation as a high-tech hub and a microchip powerhouse. It's here that much of the world's most sophisticated and advanced semiconductors are designed and produced. Across the planet, devices from fridges to cars rely on Taiwan-made chips. And it's this high-tech advantage that helped the island combat its most serious COVID-19 outbreak when the pandemic finally caught up with Taiwan in May 2021. In the fight against the pandemic, Taiwan has a skilled warrior. The digital minister Audrey Tang is a top software programmer, hacker, and all-round tech guru. With coronavirus case numbers in single or double digits for most of the pandemic, Taiwan perfected contact tracing and quarantining. But when cases slipped through the net in May, the nation needed to raise its game. Tang called on telecom providers to work with the health ministry. They created a QR code check-in system that automatically sends a text message to the epidemic command center and registers a person's whereabouts. It would be essential for tracing and containing possible infections. But the timing was tight.
The government expected the system to be completed in just 3 days. We thought, how is it possible? Our team worked almost around the clock to get all the systems ready in 3 days. We were under intense pressure. There were several challenges. First, we had to roll it out quickly because the pandemic was serious and the environment was changing rapidly. Secondly, it had to be simple. Everyone would need to use the registering system quickly so that large queues did not form. Thirdly, it had to be rolled out across many locations.
This first-of-its-kind system quickly replaced paper and pen registration. It was easy to use, more reliable, and quickly adopted by the population. Equally important was testing. Frontline medical workers heeded the call to test people en masse, working long hours and putting themselves at personal risk of contracting the virus. But what if people could book, take a test, and receive the results, all without ever having to come into physical contact with doctors and nurses? Chen, a surgeon and tech entrepreneur, found a way. Chen developed his own nasal swab robot based on a previous machine that he designed to assist with brain surgery.
The most important goal is to protect medical staff and patients. The station combines a swab robot with an automatic pipette. We streamlined the entire process in the station in a container. It takes one person to complete all the tasks, so manpower can be greatly reduced, as well as the risk caused by the delivery process.
This was combined with an app for booking tests and receiving results. Taiwan was able to roll out a 100% contact-free coronavirus testing system to protect its frontline health workers.
Besides the original purpose of reducing the risk of infection, there are 2 benefits. The first is efficiency. The station reduces labor costs. The other is timeliness, which means reports can be generated quickly.
But as infections rose, patients and suspected cases needed to be transferred to hospitals and quarantine facilities. Taiwan's firefighters stepped up to the plate to ferry sick people. Donning layers of PPE to protect themselves and their patients during Taiwan's scorching summer made their job even tougher. To limit the use of individual PPE, Yang Guanwei used top-of-the-line laser cutting technology to retrofit ambulances with isolation chambers.
The first one took 3 to 4 days from design to completion. Only when I came to the second ambulance did I realise that the difference in size of the interior ranged from 5 to 10 centimetres. There was no way to use the same design. Each vehicle had to be customised.
The advanced technology made the firefighters' job much more comfortable and reduced turnaround time between calls.
Because the isolation chamber is completely airtight, it's safer. The disinfection is also simpler. We don't need to reattach protective tape every time. Just wiping alone is sufficient to clean and disinfect the chamber. It's awesome.
Pandemics, plagues, and disease are as old as time. They have long ravaged communities and changed societies beyond recognition. But in Taiwan, tech-savvy innovation and visionary leaders have shown that this age-old scourge requires a 21st century approach to be tamed.